Welcome back to Can't Fake Real, the space where we talk about transformation, intuitive alchemy, and of course, remembering everything as love. I'm Max, and just wanted to hop on here and do a full moon reading, even though it was last night peak. It was the first super full moon of the year, which simply means a lot closer in its orbit than it normally is. So I just want to start with taking a couple deep breaths. We're in Libra season, which is a mental sign. So a lot of, and they're very, the Libras I know are very, very, very diplomatic and good at using their words and thoughts and writing. And on the flip side of that, the full moon was in Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac, which is very impulsive. And imagine a child that's still learning everything, and so their impulse control, it's very about me, which I love with the zodiac wheel and archetypes in general. The characteristics is what we're feeling into. The energy is what we're feeling into. I'm naturally an energy reader, Reiki master, and somatic body practitioner, and so this channel is making sense and piece and parceling what's going on around us so that you can then apply it inwards. So it's a balance. And so again, the Aries Libra zodiac wheel is about balancing that inner and my mind versus the impulsive. I'm not thinking, I'm just doing. Neither are working anymore if you haven't felt that already. And so let's pull some cards. I'll probably give some Reiki at the end just for a few minutes. The Attune Tribe, my other YouTube channel, is where I do longer form Reiki attunements, and we just we're going through the 7 chakras right now, and we're about halfway through. So there's also biofield tuning sessions and inner child meditations. Always feel free to check that out there. I'll leave more info in the bio. Okay, 222. We're gonna use 3 decks today. I got a brand new one. My mom went to England and brought me back the gold foil tarot. So I'm excited how this is going to show up on camera. And yeah, just that, yeah, my mom got me a really thoughtful gift, like holographic, like cards. Here's the back of them. So we're using that deck. I haven't used a tarot deck in a while. I was sticking more to, I like oracle cards, but let's try this one out. Then we'll be using the Alchemy deck by Kim Krantz, the favorite, the one I use the most on this channel. And then because it's Halloween-y season, I'm going to use the Green Witch. So again, we talked about head and heart and what's going on in the world and where most of our attention is going to. Attention and intention. Is what I just heard. So, okay, let's see these 2 that came out first. Okay, 3 of Cups, beautiful card. We are moving into, look how freaking amazing these cards are. We're moving into holiday season, right? October to me kind of kicks that off. And so 3 of Cups is about celebration, coming together, partying. So right on track with and it's an emotional card, right? The cups symbolize our emotional life. The King of Wands is also the other card that came out here, which is, to me, this Aries fiery moon we're having right now. And the King of Wands is a masculine energy that essentially has mastered the inner fire, right? It's in the zodiac, well, it goes Aries, Leo, Sag, right? And so the order is the level of maturity. And so the King of Wands is kind of up there with mastering, to me, the masculine. Her masculine is do, go, up here. And the Cups is kind of telling you, okay, that's great, but what is life without actually celebrating all your hard work? How you got to be the king on your throne, and making time to then look at the fruits of your labor. Last night was called the harvest moon. So what are we harvesting right now? What are we celebrating? That our hard work, which again is the King of Wands, very action oriented, is giving us coming into the winter season and coming together. So I'm going to pull one more. I usually like to do 3. I mean, I never have a formula for what I do. This other card is on my altar right now from a different deck. It's the 10 of Cups. It's the happily ever after card in the tarot. You can see it's a couple there. They got kids playing. They're overlooking their house and they're just water garden, right? And 10 of Cups, again, we started with a 3 and moving fully to the 10 now is all about wish, you know, your wishes have been granted. Like, again, everything you've been working for in the physical is now coming emotionally, coming into your life and showing up. Oops, sorry. Bottom of the deck, right? 10 of Wands. It's reversed, which is like the strife, the efforting, I have to do this all on my own. That's what we're moving out of. It's not about doing it all alone. It's about having a community that celebrates your wins, that hold you in the hard things, that know how you got to that throne because they witnessed it. And everything that you've been working, calling in, your family, your money, your emotional life, it's here. And it wants to really make sure you feel. Take time to feel. I know. Maxine, you're always talking about feelings. Because that's actually how we create, is from our emotional state. And these are beautiful cards saying your internal emotional state is one of like celebrating wins, of the actions of, I feel like I'm repeating myself now, and there's something about next, right? Once you get this insatiable, friends and I have talked about this, insatiable need. There was, listen to Bob Marley the other day, and there was a line that said, every need has an ego to feed. And so yes, like there are dreams, there are needs, there are things that got us to our wish fulfillment, but oftentimes we don't then celebrate. We don't come together. It's like next, right? And so there is something here that's saying, thank you, Spirit. There are people where their cup is always overflowing and full, no matter what is going on, no matter what they have or don't have. Then there are those that have the 10 of Cups, but they choose to continue to stay in this 10 of Swords. They continue to see like what is still off in the distance, what is not fully here yet, and that defeats the whole purpose of our lives. And so there's something about being grateful. There's something about really taking stock of the harvest hunter moon and what fruits, you know, I love to use the garden analogy here. What fruits are showing up? Okay, I'm gonna move on here to the Alchemy deck. It is October, but it's 85 degrees today, so yeah, I got the fan going. I look a little sweaty, but we still gotta show up. All right, let's get a couple cards here. Very, very, very special card to me. It is the red and the white rose. Again, to me, it's the masculine, feminine. This is usually my divine masculine, divine feminine card. Let's read it. Let's read it. Out of the book. Here's the deck again. Red and white rose. Okay. The red and white rose. Flos sapientum. Vital force, arising, awakening. In the laboratory, the merging of red and white is an exquisite moment. It means something is coming to life before the alchemist's eyes. The pristine white of the rose is not threatened by the blood red pigment. Their mixing does not make pink. Rather, each color remains vibrantly itself, expressing its message. like the rod of Acelphius, I might be saying that wrong, Eclipsius, representing health and vitality. The medical, you know, with the two deuces that go around the staff. That's what they're talking about. Representing health and vitality. The Flos Sapitum card appears to signify the awakening of the physical as a gateway to the spiritual. Without the body, the spiritual teachings remain conceptual, not yet integrated into the everyday. This card encourages the alchemist to honor the body as a temple each and every day, observing it, listening to it, mining it for information and guidance. At its height, this card signifies a mastery, a uniting of the body to serve the soul's purpose. As seen in the like of dancers, athletes, and during the birth process. To go deeper, view Rashid Johnson's Anxious Red drawing from 2020. Ponder a white rose becoming red. Okay, I think I'm just gonna stick with one alchemy card today. Bringing it back to the head and the heart. Right? The frequency that's starting to be the most valuable on this planet, this rock at least, is love. And again, we're giving a word to a deeper knowing and learning how to embody, despite everything that's going on in the world. Embody, how to embody love. Because when you do your 10 of Cups, it's like it's always here, all along. Just gotta tap into it. Yeah, so the body came up in this, doing body work, moving your body. I just can't tell, worked out right before I turned this video on. Another way to transmute energies in heavy, just density. Sorry, the light's a little blinking out here. All right. Green Witch. Let's get a couple from the Green Witch here. All right. There's one that fell on the floor. The walking staff. We got this again. I think I got it in the last reading. And again, it was about the journey, about the path, about the winding road, about seeking support. I'm also seeing, like, again, the rod in the King's hand. I have a plant over there on my altar that I just redid. For some reason, it still felt like Virgo season. I was like, cleaning, organizing, listing, all the stuff. And I used a straw to kind of prop up the plant that was starting to, like, lean forward too much. And so to me, the walking staff, rod, support is, again, not relying fully on just yourself, just your psyche, or just your heart, right? Like, the words are support and encouragement. And I think it's, while each of our journeys are individual, the freeway has been coming up a lot for me as an analogy. It's like we're all on this, like, highway. And I'm going to shuffle while I'm talking. And we all have our lanes, right? And we're coexisting next to each other, seemingly having really, really different conscious experiences. And yet the world, the 3D world around us looks the same highway. And yet you don't know where the person next to you is going, or where they've been, or what they've been through. And so, there is some kind of comfort in that to me, that while we're all coexisting, and yet our internal world is our own, that the oak tree, power, courage, strength. I have some beautiful, majestic heritage oaks in my yard, and that's very, very special tree to me. And then the last card is autumn. Exactly the season we're in. And the words are beauty and balance. So I'm going to read from the oak tree. We did the walking staff last time, but walking staff was page 89. Oak tree is page 83. Okay. So the oak tree is power, courage, and strength. The meaning is oak tree is a popular symbol of strength. The wood is dense and durable, reliable, and long-lasting. This tree symbolizes power and bravery, telling you that you can stand up to whatever storm is on the horizon. The mighty oak begins as a tiny acorn. It's reassuring to know that something so immense and strong started out as something that you could hold between your two fingers. Not only does it remind us that small things can yield huge results, it also reminds us that growing takes time. Rapid growth uses energy to reach a goal quickly. Slow growth uses energy to ensure stable, strong development. The oak tree card urges you to be brave and stand tall. A question to reflect on is there something you've been avoiding because of the fear of discomfort? Yeah. The message there, again, while we are harvesting everything right now, we're also planting things for the spring, right? So there's always this continual wheel that's turning and turning and going and going. And yet now the wheel right now is in autumn. And so we're focusing on this season of our lives, of our just planet and what it's doing. And I love the pumpkin, the harvest that you can see. So autumn is page 119. Okay, I love that this came out of like, I don't know, 50s plus cards. Bounty and balance. Autumn is a time to slow down. The high energy of summer's expansion calms and turns to a slower rhythm. There is space for acknowledgement and gratitude as the intense production of the previous season yields a crop. The autumn equinox is a time of balance when the hours of daylight and night are equal. The autumn card reminds you that balance is important, whether it means balancing work with the appreciation for the harvest or balancing intake and output of energy. Don't overtax yourself. Remember to refuel in times of hard work. Reflection. How have you been successful when it comes to balancing your work and personal life? If not, can you strike a better balance? I feel like themes are universal, really. Balance, patience, strength. I should do a reading with my archetype deck. But overall, I'll line the cards up here. So I have the Ten of Cups over autumn, the Three of Cups over the walking staff, and the King of Wands, over the oak tree. There is so much beauty around us. If we take the time to not only take the time, but have the right vision to see, to be grateful, to plan for the future, but not completely discredit the moment that you have been planning for so long to get here. And so that goes back to the oak tree, the mighty oak tree, the mighty oak tree. So I'm bringing some oak tree energy here, like one power symbol for my lineage of Reiki that I'm attuned to is like the trident. And so I feel like doing some tree poses, some open hearted, letting the emotions come in, letting them flow, moving the body, while also staying grounded and also remembering, like, you may be an acorn right now. You may be a tiny tree right now. Or you may be, like, in the autumn of your life and producing all the acorns. that then will start their own journeys. And no matter what, in the 10 of Cups, which these cards are all about a journey, keeping love center, keeping your family, friends, community, celebrating with them, toasting to the good times, crying together in the hard times. And the King of Wands is fire, is action, is, again, how does the acorn tree grow? Because of the sun, right? Because it's tended to, yes, it's supported, going back to the plant, right? And nurtured and watered. And eventually, like, yeah, the harvest comes. In some seasons, you're gonna have more than you did. You're gonna have less than someone else. But if we can exist in this red and white, I just heard like black and white thinking, like, it doesn't work that way. Like, there is this wholeness and this wholeness, and even when we mix, we still get to remain our whole true full colors, our essences, and that should be celebrated. So that is your full moon in Aries reading. We'll take a couple deep breaths now. Just tuning in to this fiery super moon and all the ideas and the newness and balancing. Libra is about balance. Action with rest. Planning with executing. Harvesting and planting. So look in your life right now to where there may be an imbalance, where you might need to come more into your heart. I think we all need that. Coming more into your heart. Go check out the heart chakra series we just did. Having a cycle heaviness in my arms, so brushing off any heaviness that you may be carrying or feeling. Maybe you need to come more into your head, right? In the sense of working with that King of Wands masculine, how do I make these dreams actually a physical manifestation in my reality? Asking those to all right now work together. You don't have to work hard and hustle and sacrifice to have your dreams come true. That's an old paradigm. That's an old belief that I don't subscribe to. Will there be compromises? Yes. Will there be hard stuff here and there? Sure. But to say that's just how it has to be, and it's always a big part of it, nope. I'm letting that go. But I can create my life from joy and peace and love and play. I can unplug from the programming and beliefs that it has to be like everybody else. I get to be my own mighty acorn, growing on my own timeline, in my own ways. But the seed has already been planted. And I must just trust, surrender, continue to be in alignment, moment by moment, moment by moment, moment by moment. Thank you for being here, for tuning in, for contributing to the energies here and to the big shift our collective is going through. If you want to work with me for a reading, for Reiki, for some somatic body work, feel free to reach out with the link below, and we'll see you next time.